what's up? Hello, my name is Liz and you're watching For Booking Out Loud. Full disclosure here, it is 2 days, 1 day before spring break, and I am exhausted, teacher exhausted before spring break. And on top of that, my voice is also extremely tired because, of course, for some reason, I chose these days to have conferences with my kids. So I have my water next to me and I'm just going to do this. We are going to do my April TBR because it is currently April Fool's Day. Yeah, it's April 1st and we're just going to hit this. And if you're familiar with me at all, another disclosure, I don't usually research my books too well. I don't like spoilers. I don't like to know a whole bunch of things, mostly just the genre of the book, and that sells me on a book. So if you're looking to see a TBR that tells you a whole bunch about future books, this is probably not the video for you. But if you're just curious to see what I'm personally going to read for the next month, keep on watching. This list, if I did my counting right, has about 20 books in it. And this month is pretty diverse if I end up hitting all of them. So we'll just see and get right into it. I'm going to break this video up into 2 sections. I believe that's the same thing I did last month. My first section is going to be my ebooks, basically what I got for my library and what I'm hoping to get this month for my library. And then of course my physical books and what I'm going to read physically, which hasn't been going so well recently, so I'm hoping to get to them this month. Crossing my fingers. So let's just start with the library books that I'm going to be reading on my ebook. The first one is going to be a faux love story by Lone Lee. Really, the only thing I know about this one is that it is a romance book and it focuses on some type of restaurant theme, I believe, because of course faux. So there you have it. I really need to read that one in the next couple of days because I'm pretty sure it's due in 5 or 6 days to my library, so that one's on me. And then number 2 for my library is going to be The Singer's Gun by Emily St. John Mendel. And this one has to be my last Emily St. John Mendel. I think the only reason I requested that from my library is because it was written by Emily St. John Mendel. I have no idea what it's about. A singer's gun, potentially. Potentially not. We shall see. And then I have One of Us is Next by Karen M. McCannis. I believe this one is the sequel to One of Us is Lying, and it is going to be, because Karen M. McCannis is a YA mystery writer. So this is part of the books that I want to read to potentially add to my classroom library because she's really good at translating her work, and to have a good translated version readily accessible for kids in Spanish. And that's really what I'm looking for. And my kids absolutely love One of Us is Lying. They always reach for it. So I've just been really slacking and not picking these books up to see if I want to add them. And then on top of that one, I also have Two Can Keep a Secret by Karen M. McCannis. Again, all I know, it's by this author, readily available Spanish translations, and YA mystery. So, and I imagine there's a secret in there. Maybe 2 people. We shall see. And then I have to admit, I have Dune on hold at my library. My father is absolutely in love with that original movie by David Lynch. That was the director. I have to admit, not a huge fan of that original movie, and that just might be because of how often it's been played in my home growing up. But I'm really, really excited for this new one to come out this summer, and I want to read the book before I watch the movie again. And so we'll see if I read the whole series. Never picked it up before, so I don't know if I enjoy the writing. And if I do, maybe I'll read all, what, isn't there like 10 or 13 books in that series? That's a huge commitment. Maybe I won't read all of them this year, but we'll see if I even like the first one before I make that commitment. So do not hold me to that at all, please. Okay, the next one I have is The Bookshop on the Corner by Jenny Colgan. I know I picked this one up for a reason, but honestly, looking at this title right now, I have no idea what it's about, and I really should have looked it up before this video. It's about a bookshop? I imagine it's cute. It has to be cute, right? With that title, maybe? And then I have two of Talia Hilbert's books. I have Get a Life, Chloe Brown, and Take a Hint, Danny Brown. I'm gonna have to relook at which ones should come first, but I know one of them's first and one of them's second. I have the third one on hold still in my library. It is way on hold, so it's gonna be a couple months until I get that one. But those two just got in, and I'm really excited, so I'm really hoping to get to that before the month is over. And then, of course, I finally got The Winter of the Witch by Catherine Arden, which is the third book in a series that I finished last month. And I'm really excited to get to that because the first two were phenomenal. Just saying. And then, of course, I got The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. I have been waiting for that book for, I think, 4 months now or so. And I read the other book by Sally Thorne. If you asked me the name, I couldn't tell you. Yeah, no. It has a yellow cover. I can tell you that. It was about twins. I'm horrible. I am horrible. I really should have prepared more for this. Did I tell you it's 2 days before spring break? I'm exhausted. But The Hating Game, right? Lovers to haters, I've heard nothing but good things about this one, and I'm excited to get to it. I am determined to fall in love with romance books. And as you can see from this list, there's a lot of romance on it, so we'll see. Spring. Spring is for romance, right? Okay, now that is out of the way, we are going to go to my physical TBR. And excuse me while I kill myself with books. Oh gosh. All right, let's just get it out of the way. I've had this guy on my TBR forever. I think the last 3 months or so. It is a collaboration between Stephen King and Peter Straub called The Black House. Again, not really sure what it's about. You think by the 3rd month I would have read the back summary. I assume it's a mystery. And I will let you know when I finish it this month. I will finish it this month. And to try to keep me engaged in Stephen King this month, because it has been probably a good 4 months since last year, basically, since I read a Stephen King. I am also going to try to pick up Needful Things by Stephen King. Again, Again, not completely sure what this book is about. After briefly looking it up, I think it's about a shop that sells things. but there's a horror aspect of it because of Stephen King. I'm a horrible, horrible book person. The Last Castle Rock Story. Yeah, again, I have no idea what that means. Again, horrible, horrible person. But I'm going to try to pick up this guy over this month. It's huge. I don't know to be excited for it or not, but it's going to happen one way or another. Then again, going into that Stephen King horror-esque, I have Joe Hill, who is Stephen King's son, actually. I don't know how to pronounce this. I am so sorry about this video. If anyone is still here at this point, you're amazing. But I'm going to pick up this guy. I heard it's going to be made into a TV show, I believe. And yeah, honestly, the reason I picked up this book was because I heard some great things about it. And I've actually recently picked up a couple of Joe Hill's other books. I picked up Heart-Shaped Box, and that's the first book. I'm currently reading it by Joe Hill. I want to read this guy. And then I picked up his short story collection, which I'm really excited to read. And I wanted to read this one before I read his short story collection, so that's why this one's first. We'll see. And going into horror, still horror mystery, this is my final Riley Sager book I'm going to read, Final Girls. I'm excited. I absolutely loved my last Riley Sager book I read, so I'm 2 out of 3 that I absolutely adore. And so I'm hoping it's going to be 3 out of 4 of Riley Sager books that I absolutely adore. So here's hoping. I'm going to finish him this month, and hopefully this summer, his next book that comes out is going to be phenomenal as well. And then the last horror book I'm going to pick up this month, spring break is coming up for me, and so I'm going to pick up House of Leaves. Whether or not I regret this decision is still up in the air, but at least my brother will stop bothering me about it. And yeah, no, already flipping through this, I'm going to completely regret my decision. But we shall see how it goes. Maybe I will start absolutely fearing for my life and fearing the dark. This is a huge book. Yeah, no, I'm already regretting my decision, actually. But it will be read before spring break is over. So next week. Wish me luck. Okay, now on to happier things in fantasy. I am going to read House on the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune with Sunny Luca this month. I'm very excited. I'm hoping I'll cry. I'm hoping I'll feel all the feels and fuzzies and what have you. I'm excited. Point blank. I am very excited for this book. It's on my 5-star predictions. Again, I'll link it above and below as always. But I've been excited for this book for a while, and I'm really glad I'm reading it this month. Especially with all of the horror books that I'm apparently picking up. That was a bad decision on my part. And then this book has been on my TBR for a while, but Royal Assassin I'm hoping to finally get through this month. It is number 2 in the Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobb. Did I say that already? But it's a reread for me, and I just want to get through it so I can get to number 3, because I remember absolutely loving number 3. Not that 2 and 1 are bad, but I just remember loving number 3, and I want to get to it at some point. And so number 2 needs to get finished. Number 2 needs to get finished. So let's just hope that happens this month at some point. Wish me luck. And then the last 2 books I want to finish this month have to do with Leah Bardugo. I have not yet read King of Scars, and then The Rule of Wolves recently came out. Actually, yesterday it just came out. And then I'm up to date on Leah Bardugo. Plus, I know what's in these books are not going to be in the show that's coming out on Netflix, but I do want to be updated on everything Grishaverse before that show comes out this month, right? Ooh, I should look that up. But yes, I just want to finish these two, and then I'll be done with Leah Bardugo and be done with the Grishaverse. I have high hopes, actually. I have really high hopes for these books, and they're probably a little too high. So we'll see. I'm a little nervous now, actually. Whew. But that is my actually extremely ambitious TBR. I probably put way too many books considering that I have a week off next week. And I should probably remove some of these books, but I'm not going to. That's what I get. But I'm okay with that. But let me know in the comments below if any of these books are on your TBR, or if you're excited to read any of these books as well in the future. I hope you are having a lovely day and you're not nearly as stressed as I currently am. And I will see you next time. Bye.